This is a battle in the championship of Russia between Diplomatt commanding the Huns and the Prussian Prince commanding the Langobards. So I would have to give the edge here to the Langobards, but the Prussian Prince's army is a bit peculiar, and I'll just pause the game here to be able to go over it. Now he has Godin's Chosen, a very expensive infantry choice. He has 1, 2, 3 Godin's Chosen, and then he has 3 Godin's Men. So interesting to note is that these Godin's Men and Godin's Chosen will now do very well against the UR warriors of the Huns. Very well might be a bit of an exaggeration, but they will at least do better than what they did when the UR warriors got their had a 20 bonus against infantry. Now they only have a 10 bonus, so they will be able to break UR warriors. And themselves, if they go berserk, they are very annoying to deal with. So we have a line for the Prussian Prince of 6 very strong infantry, 6 a mix of Godin's Chosen and Godin's Men. Then we have noble Germanic horse, Germanic lancers. So 2 lancers center, flanked by 2 noble Germanic horse. The general is a redoubtable chieftain general. Then he has, let's see, for skirmishing, he has 4 hurlers and 2 Germanic bows center. Now for Diplomatt and the Huns, we have a center consisting of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 step bows, 5 step bows, possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seems like he has 5 step bows. Then for infantry, he has Bosforan warriors, 2 Bosforan warriors, possibly 2 on each. No, he has URs here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he has a mix of UR warriors and chosen URs. Now for his cavalry, he is commanding some noble steppe cataphracts. These are heavy, so they will pack a punch against the noble Germanics and the Germanic lancers on the charge. Then he has the steppe warlord. He is a fast charge general, interestingly enough. And he has some steppe cataphracts and some more noble steppe cataphracts. So in terms of builds, I would give the strength in the edge in versatility and strength to the Prussian Prince. His cavalry is sturdier. He has more interesting tools in the form of Germanic hurlers to be able to slow down and do a lot of damage to the shock cavalry of Diplomatt here. And also his infantry is very sturdy, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 infantry units from Diplomatt versus 7, or sorry, versus 8 from the Prussian Prince. So a lot is of course going to depend on how these engagements starts happening, how they're able to use their armies. And here we have an engagement where Germanic hurlers moving up against steppe bows. Looks like the steppe bows didn't kill anything. They did waste a few rounds. The Germanic hurlers, they're great for this, just screening the main army in loose formation. Loose formation, not optimal when trading skirmish fire, but it is very useful for occupying a large portion of the battlefield. And being used like this, just screening away the enemy, moving forward, doing a bit of damage in doing so. And the Prussian Prince is using his Germanic hurlers very nicely here now to dictate the pace. The Diplomatt is a bit on the defensive. He's pulling back. Now at some point he is going to have to make something happen, because obviously he can't pull back forever. He is on flaming shot with the steppe bows, and that's going to damage the Germanic hurlers less than if he used heavy shot. These steppe bows are on anti-cavalry duty. Now one thing to note about both the Godin's Men, Godin's Chosen, and the UR warriors is that they have a very poor chance to block incoming enemy missiles. So even lowly Germanic hurlers or steppe bows can do some very important damage to them. Now the Germanic hurlers, they are just running forward, absorbing damage. I can't see... Yeah, they are actually firing here. They're doing a bit of damage, but thus far their reduced range compared to the steppe bows means that they are getting the worst out of this engagement, but only slightly so. And for the Huns, the steppe bows are a great cheap archer unit. They are... I'm tempted to say they are a compulsory unit to bring. And just keeps pushing the Prussian Prince. By pushing like this though, he needs to be careful that he doesn't get overextended. It's easy to sort of lose track and get overextended. Diplomat is keeping his army fairly nicely together here. The Prussian Prince is a bit extended. His skirmishers are a bit far forward in front of his infantry, but it doesn't matter as much when he has this solid cavalry backing it up. And the step bows have used quite a bit of their ammunition now. Gotten some kills, but they are not the high priority kills they need to get. But on the flip side of that, these Germanic hurlers haven't been able to be very effective either. Now they're able to slow down the advance. Diplomat is rushing in here against the Prussian Prince, and we're going to see the engagement starts happening now. So who has the better micro at this point? Who is able to get the better engagements? Now these Germanic hurlers are going to be able to blunt a significant portion of the forces of Diplomat. Going to be able to tie them down a bit. Here we have the step cataphracts getting countercharged. Same thing here as well. The question is just how much how much damage the Germanic hurlers absorbed. Because now the Prussian Prince doesn't have skirmishers left for the late game. Whereas Diplomat, if he plays this smartly, he will have a lot of fire. Oh, here we have the Steppe Warlord rushing in. He is fighting Germanic Lancer. The Germanic Lancer is dead. The Godens men rush in to get at the Steppe Warlord. Getting well, it looks like they got suffered a half-decent charge, not a great one. The noble Steppe cataphracts are getting tied down, and the longer the cavalry of Diplomat is tied down here, the better it is for the Prussian Prince. Ideally, Diplomat would need to cycle, but the Prussian Prince can cycle more effectively because Diplomat went in first, and then Prussian was able to counter. And now it looks like most of the cavalry, most of the shock cavalry of Diplomat just can't stand up to the melee of the Prussian Prince. Some nice micro here for the Prussian Prince, getting cavalry in while getting some cavalry in there while they were about to get charged. And in these type of clusterfuck engagements, it's not easy to get good cavalry charges off. It comes down to the sturdiest infantry, the sturdiest cavalry, and in this case it does not belong to the Huns whatsoever. Doing nice work here with the noble Germanic horse coming in and crashing into these remaining steppe bows. It's just too little too late for Diplomat. His steppe warlord is about to go down. The Prussian Prince has a lot of infantry left on the table. They are trading well with the Bosphorian warriors, and they're also trading really well with the Uar warriors. That reduction in 10 reduction by 10 in their attack against infantry was massive in making them less, let's say, overpowered. So looking at the performance here of these two armies, they both deployed an identical number of troops, but the Godens men and the Godens chosen of the Prussian Prince did a great job. They managed to get in, do a lot of damage. If we look at the cavalry of Diplomat didn't do too poorly, but these numbers are somewhat inflated because of these Germanic hurlers that screened, and they provided they performed a dual role here in both absorbing the fire of the steppe bows of Diplomat and also in blunting the charges of his very important shock cavalry. So that was a good use by the Prussian Prince, using his skirmishers like that as a screen up front. And for Diplomat, it's a difficult situation because these Germanic hurlers would do a lot of damage to both the steppe bows, his infantry, and his cavalry. So at some point, someone has to engage and get in there. And in this particular battle, I think that role would have to be Diplomats. And by being the person who decides to engage first, it makes it easier for the other person to counter and to get more favorable engagements if the micro is there. And in this battle, I'd definitely say the micro was there for the Prussian Prince. So good game to both players. Thank you to the Prussian Prince for sending me this replay. I think this is the first replay I've watched in like a replay. I have watched videos, but this is the first replay I've watched in more than a month, and surprisingly I did enjoy it. Strength and honor.